So we gotta do this. We have to live for the Lord, point blank. And I'm not, people, I like to help my people. You know what I'm saying? I really do. But when it comes to some, like, I still have a lot of learning to do. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to me hanging out with somebody who's doing something that I used to do, it's hard for me to hang with that person. It's like a person that smokes. They have an addiction. They smoke, and they go to these classes, AAA or whatever, and then they get around their old homeboys. They think they're strong enough. Hey man, let me teach you something. Let me read this AAA book to you, or let me read the Bible to you. And then they get a whiff. They get a scent of what they used to do, and then they go back to their old way, just like chocolate. Can you do without chocolate for 40 days? Can you do without sweets for 40 days? Sweets. Somebody who has never had sweets before in their life, just like somebody who has never had sex in their life before, they don't crave it. They don't crave it like we do. They don't crave it like the others do. They may crave something else. They may have emotions and stuff on the inside of them, but they don't actually know what that's like. So when it really comes down to that, they get scared because they never had it before. Just like somebody who is addicted to chocolate or sweets. It's hard to turn sugar down. Can you go without sugar for the rest of your life? Difficult. But if you look at the food pyramid, we see that sugar is not really a good thing. When your teeth get to falling out and all this kind of stuff, just like something gonna start happening to your body when you end up with a disease or your body end up giving out. Sin will show up. It's killing you from the inside out. I have to read this, Lord of the Sabbath. That's my next reading. But I just want to point out where that was so you can look it up yourself. And then I'm looking at the full armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Put the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. You hear that? For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Had to study this too, because there's I know what I get from that, but still I have to make sure that I'm understanding it right before I try to explain it, because then I end up deleting a video later on. This is very important stuff. It really is. It says, therefore put on the full armor of God so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground. And that's every day. Well, evil can come anytime. It's not just we just thinking, in the last days. Evil can come anytime. But here it is. It says, so that when evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything to stand firm then with the belt of truth, because God is a God of truth. He don't lie. His people don't lie. But you wouldn't give Satan your social security number. So stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness. You got to be righteous in place. And with your feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. You have to know your gospel, your word. In addition to all this, take up the shield of faith. It's impossible to please God without faith, with which you can extinguish. With faith, you can extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one. That's powerful. Just with faith, you can block, you can extinguish, you can put out the arrows of the evil one. Any thought that he's thinking, oh, I want to do something to him. Here it is. Have faith in God. Take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So I guess the gospel of peace is something different then, because you have down here the word of God. Like I say, I don't know it all. I'm going to get into it. And pray in the Spirit. Pray. This is one of the most powerful things here too. Because if you think back to where Jesus gave his disciples power to heal and perform miracles and do all this kind of stuff, there was one of them they couldn't do that I remember. And they said when Jesus came, he said, "Oh, you of little faith," you know. And his disciples asked him, "Why couldn't we drive out that spirit?" And he told them that you can only do this with prayer. Prayer is powerful. Do we not know what prayer is? I just said it. Prayer is talking to God. Simply. Just like I was saying. Your best friend, you text them so many times a day. You listen to your music. You know, you do things that please you, that make you happy. Are you doing anything to make God happy? He's a jealous God. He's jealous for you because he doesn't want the devil to have you. Anyways, pray in the Spirit. In the Spirit, on all occasions, with all kinds of prayer and requests. With this in mind, be alert and always keep on praying for all the Lord's people. Alright. So, this is coming from NIV. This is what I normally read from. So, I think other versions say pray for the saints. So, you know what it is. I have more to say, but I'm going to have to end it right there.